JTV, we welcome from Henry Ford Jackson Sports Medicine, Dr. Steven Spadafore. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.
Excited to be back.
Yes, here we are. I hate even to say it like this, but we're getting close to the end of the summer. Have you had a good summer?
I've had a great summer.
Yeah.
I had a great summer. I love summer in Michigan, so it's fun to just kind of enjoy what our state has to offer, with whether it's going to the lake or being out in the woods. And so that's what my family and I have done this summer, is just kind of enjoy our great state.
We live in vacation land. Why go anywhere else?
Absolutely.
We saw some of your team in the Gus Mack or 3-on-3 basketball tournament. I didn't see you.
I was their number one cheerleader.
Okay.
But yeah, our team with Henry Ford Sports Medicine won the Heroes Tournament. So we have a big trophy in our clinic now. And my partner, Dr. Medlin, was team captain. I don't want to say he stacked the team, but I'll just say that he had much better basketball players than me. So I didn't want to get in the way.
He did stack the team, Stephen. He had Terry Willis on the team.
He did.
Yes.
He did. Yeah. But, they got the job done. So that was, that's all that matters.
Yeah, Dr. Medlin's very competitive. Yes.
Yeah, he's a great basketball player. Yep, and like I said, they took home the trophy. So
we've got, and that was the first, because the Michigan State Police have been the defending champions. I think 3 years.
Yeah, I think there's a little rivalry there. I don't want to spark too much controversy, but I think now that our Henry Ford Sports Medicine team has won it, I think there's going to be a little back and forth there. If they're willing, if Dr. Medlin's willing to play again next year, we'll see.
My suggestion is keep it below the speed limit on the highway.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah.
All right, back to school time. And kids are already, we've seen them out there. The cross-country runners are out running on the trails. Football teams are on the field, and the golfers, volleyball, everybody's starting.
Yeah, it's crept right up on us. We're mid-August, and it feels like we're already kind of in the full swing of things with fall sports. Our first football games are next week already, and teams are in training camp and practicing. And so, as much as we love summer, and I'm not giving up on summer just yet, it is right around the corner.
So what should students do now? Of course, we've got the fall athletes already back at it, but what should they be doing now to make sure that when the first game, they're ready? Yeah,
absolutely. It's important to be, well conditioned. It's helpful to, you maintain your conditioning throughout the year with weightlifting and conditioning, running, making sure that you're in good shape, not only so that you're ready for the season, so that you can improve your performance as an athlete, but it also helps to limit injuries. Injuries do kind of creep up when you're tired or fatigued or something's nagging you. So for the fall sports, a lot of them are already, football's doing two-a-days and practices and stuff like that. But it's never too early to kind of, get in a practice, get in a lift, and get yourself in shape for your season.
I've noticed that the teams that have the best weight conditioning program in the summer usually have the least injuries and the most success.
Absolutely, yep, and that's true. Especially for a sport like football, where it's contact and collision and stuff like that happens, and being fit, especially as the game goes on and you're tired and fatigued, being fit and having built up that strength and that endurance, again, is going to help you win, but also help you avoid injuries. So.
All right. So, if you haven't, in order to start fall sports, you have to have a sports physical. What if we've got an athlete, student that hasn't yet done that?
Yeah, so sports physicals are something that's required by the MHSAA to participate in high school sports. They're essentially just kind of a head-to-toe exam, making sure that an athlete is safe for sports participation. Throughout the summer and the spring, our Henry Ford Sports Medicine Department does offer several clinics where we get patients in and kind of cycle them through, and in about 20 minutes they're able to get their physical exam done. We did about a little over 600 this year, but those have wrapped up. by now. So if you still need a physical exam for sports participation, you can talk to your primary care doctor, your pediatrician, your family medicine doctor. If you are at one of our schools, you can certainly talk to your athletic trainer, and they can kind of route you to myself or Dr. Medlin, somebody within the sports medicine department. And then our walk-in clinics at Townsend, North Street, and out in Chelsea do let you walk in, get your sports physical done. I believe, my understanding is it's a $30 flat fee without involving insurance. And you can get your sports physical done and get ready to participate.
Sounds easy. All right, say an injury does occur. What kinds of therapies and treatments do you and your team have available for students?
Yeah, so at Henry Ford Sports Medicine, we kind of pride ourselves on providing comprehensive care for athletes, not just treating injuries, but also trying to prevent injuries. Mm-hmm. When injuries do happen at our clinics in Chelsea and in Jackson, we can see the athletes. We have x-rays available. We have ultrasounds available. We have athletic trainers in the clinic that can provide rehab programs depending on the type of injury. We also offer non-invasive procedures, whether it's injections or other procedures that can be done. We're able to coordinate care with a bracing specialist if a brace would be helpful for a knee or ankle sprain, something like that. And I think one of the special things about our program is our connection to the athletic trainers at our schools. So the athletic trainers see these kids every day. They know the kids and they can know how they're doing. So if they do come and see us and we come up with a diagnosis and treatment plan and then get them back to the school, we have that sort of same day contact where we can see sort of how are they doing, how are they progressing, are they ready to get back, as opposed to just saying like, you're out for 4 weeks, I'll see you in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think that's really a special part of our program.
Yeah, I think that's reassuring to parents, knowing that you and your team, well, you're basically the highest ranked official on the sidelines, and you have the power to determine whether someone's going to be in the game or not.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for the football games and for other sporting events, wrestling meets and cross-country meets, we will have physician coverage there to help support the athletic trainers, and if anything, knock on wood, goes wrong, we'll be there to assist and make sure that everybody gets the safest care possible.
So right now it's very nice, mild. We're not dealing with a lot of heat,
Yeah.
but we will, obviously. There's a lot of summer left. I think coaches are much more aware of the need for water breaks and for just breaks out of the heat, and keep an eye on things like concussions. But still, athletes and parents have to be mindful of all of those things. They have their own body to be responsible for too.
Of course, yeah. So, not only our athletes that are participating and, hopefully getting good hydration and our, as I said, our athletic trainers are monitoring for any issues with dehydration or heat illness or anything like that. But if you're out and about, if you're an active person, not just our high school athletes and college athletes, be sure you're drinking lots of water. Pay attention to your body. Make sure that you're not getting overheated, and take breaks as needed. It's still going to be warm. I expect, like the last couple years, our summer will kind of extend into September, and so that is an important thing to keep an eye on.
We didn't get a chance to talk about this before the show, but I know a lot of parents, when LeBron James' son, Bronny, went down at a practice, he had some heart issue. Every parent worries about the house.
Yeah.
How do I make sure my son or daughter is okay to go out there and exert themselves? And it's just the fear of any parent.
It is. And so sudden cardiac death, which is not what Bronny James had, fortunately. He had a collapse, which was a cardiac arrest. But sudden cardiac death is the number one cause of death in athletes, in high school and college athletes. It is usually related to some congenital or innate issue in the heart. That is probably the most important function of the pre-participation physical exam, is to get your heart checked out and ask a few questions, and pretty quickly we can figure out if it's something that sort of needs to look into, be looked into more, or you know, if you're clear based on family history and symptoms and other things. But yeah, it's certainly scary. I don't want to overstate the prevalence. You know, it is still rare. It's 1 in like 40 to 80,000. But when it happens, it's scary. It has social implications and certainly can be a terrible thing for families. And so that you know, that's kind of the most important part of the pre-participation physical exam, is just to, you know, make sure that everything's safe.
Yeah, so make sure you get the physical, and that's obviously gives you some peace of mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. Unfortunately, it sounds like Brownie's doing okay. He's home from the hospital and everything. He got good care, so.
Yeah. Well, thanks for all the great care you give our student athletes and everyone in the community. Available at both Jackson and Chelsea, Henry Ford Medical Center and Henry Ford Sports Medicine. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much, Bart. Appreciate it.
Dr. Stephen Spadafore with Henry Ford Sports Medicine.